In the city of Krona, the sun rose once a day. Not because it followed the sky, but because time itself obeyed different rules there. Inside Krona, 24 hours passed normally. People slept, worked, argued, and laughed. Life felt ordinary. But outside Krona's invisible boundary, a full year passed for every single day inside. No one knew why. It just worked. Krona became the safest place on Earth. Wars ended at its border. Diseases were studied and cured within its timeless walls. The wealthy paid fortunes to move in, trading the world's frantic pace for an eternity of quiet days. Parents raised children without the fear of them growing up too fast. Lovers promised forever, and for once, almost meant it. And no one ever left. Except Jonah Halle. Jonah and Lena were born in Krona. They grew up together, counting days while the world outside counted years, and promised they would never cross the boundary. But curiosity is a powerful force. "I just want to see it," Jonah said one night, standing at the edge of the city where the air shimmered like heat. Just one step outside. 1 minute. Lena grabbed his arm, her eyes wide with fear. 1 minute for you is weeks for me. I'll come right back, he promised. She was already crying before he took that fateful step. The world outside exploded with sensations. When Jonah stepped back into Krona, something was terribly wrong. The streets were familiar, but worn. Buildings showed cracks that hadn't existed yesterday. People looked older, tired. He ran to Lena's apartment. She opened the door, her hair streaked with gray. "Jonah?" she whispered. "What happened?" he asked, panic rising. She laughed, a sound sharp with disbelief. "You were gone for 30 years. Jonah fell to his knees. He had spent less than 2 weeks outside. Inside, decades had passed. Lena had lived a full life while he was gone. She had waited for years, then she stopped. She married, had children, and watched them grow. She buried her husband. She watched her friends age and die. "You disappeared," she said quietly. And time just kept moving. Jonah tried to stay, but Krona was no longer his home. Everyone he loved was either old or gone. So he left again, this time for decades. He lived in the fast world, he aged, and he carried the memory of Krona like a wound that never healed. He finally returned when he heard a rumor. Krona was collapsing. The boundary flickered. Time was bleeding through. Inside, people were aging rapidly, years passing in seconds. He found Lena in a hospital bed, very old now. "You came back," she smiled weakly. "I'm sorry," Jonah whispered, holding her fragile hand. "I should never have left." She shook her head. "No, Tan did this." "Not you." The boundary trembled, and the city began to age 1,000 years in a heartbeat. Stone turned to dust. "Stay," Lena whispered. "Just until it ends." Jonah lay beside her as their world unraveled into silence.